was 12 years ago. I came here to buy a second home. I was in a great financial situation. I had been approved up to 200,000. Wow, at that time that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I came here and I went online without knowing anything about the agents and just submitted something so that I would get an agent to call me. And I went out with an agent. I told her that I wanted 2 stories, terrific view, foreclosed property, so it was at a competitive price point. And back then, the internet wasn't really strong for buying a home. Like you couldn't really do a ton of research online about homes and stuff. It's certainly changed a lot more. So she took me out to 1 story, new construction, 40% over my top price. And she wasn't listening to me at all. And it turned out the reason that I later learned that the reason she took me to those homes was because they were offering an exorbitant commission.
Hmm.
And she ended up getting nothing,
Oh, wow.
which I think was, I mean, honestly, and she yelled at me. She ended up yelling at me. She took me to 2 homes. And the second home, this was really what was really funny. The second home she took me to, because it was a short-term rental, you have to have a pool. Second home she took me to
Hmm.
had no pool. And I said, but doesn't it really need to have a pool to be a short-term rental? And she goes, oh, you can't rent this short-term. And I went, but I want to stay here when I'm in town,
Hmm.
And she
Yeah.
goes, oh, stay in a hotel. It's so much easier.
Oh my gosh.
And I was actually sick to my stomach because I was so anticipating going to see these homes, and went out the next day with a different agent that called me and saw exactly what I wanted because she was listening to me.